Oliver here from the Hooked Camper YouTube channel, and in this video we're hiking to 8,200 feet. We're camping in the heart of Banff and Lake Louise. We're exploring what Banff has to offer. So come along for the adventure! We're all packed up and we're about to check out and go to Banff to go camping. Okay, here we are folks. We just arrived at the campsite and we're just about to hop out and set up camp. Well, there we go. Nice spot under the tree, all set up. We are absolutely glamping. We've got basically 2 pillows. We've got our nice warm sleeping bags. We've got our inflatable camping mats. And we've got an underneath thick mat just for extra comfort and protection. See, this time we have a nice tablecloth, so we're gonna have a clean table surface. So here in Tunnel Mountain Campground, if you pay for the fire permit, you get free firewood. So we are gonna go pick up some. Wet. Someone's trying to dry.
And this one's wet. This one is wet. This one is wet. Did you dry these in a rainforest? Why?
It's going. They'd probably be wet as well, but... Coming along nicely. We're gonna make a dinner. We have savory honey and garlic hot dogs that we're going to cook over the fire on these. Mexican style salad we can whip up. Well, we just baked them in foil in the coals for a little bit to finish them off. They look pretty good to me. So we don't have cheese as such, we just have these bad boys. Pretty good. That's so good. We're going to quickly cook dessert, which is pink marshmallows. We had to go with the pink ones, obvious. And then after dessert we're going to head into Banff on the bus that comes right into Tunnel Mountain Campsite, which is super convenient. Comes every 30 minutes, so we'll take it in. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. Alrighty, we're all done dessert. We just got to put the fire out. One thing I've noticed camping here in the Rocky Mountains, the wind picks up the coals and starts a fire from nothing. So you got to make sure it's really out. Alright, we are headed to the Banff bus. There's camp. We're just following this trail. I have no idea if it's the right way or not, but we saw some people walking through here, so I'm assuming it's the way to the bus. Alright, here we are. You can take the bus into Banff, all the way up to the Banff gondola, all the way over here to Cave and Basin. You can go from Banff to Canmore and out to Lake Louise over here. Well, we only stopped through Banff once before, and for a very short time. And I had no idea they had like a mall and heaps of shops. I thought it was going to be much smaller. Well, it was awesome checking out the Cascades of Time Gardens, and that building just there is the Banff Park Service Administration and Office Building. Imagine that being your office building. So this sign says, if you wanted to visit Banff in 1883, you would have to take a raft across the glacier-fed river after deboarding the train at the station near the base of Cascade Mountain. You'd have to take a wagon ride to the edge of the river and then be poled across on a raft. That's crazy. So later, the Canadian Pacific Railway built the Banff Springs Hotel on the south side of the river and installed a floating pontoon bridge, which was destroyed in spring floods and replaced by an iron bridge. And then the present bridge, faced with local stone, was built in 1923 and restored in 1987. Whew. It's pretty cold. It's late. We've been exploring Banff for a while now, and we're about to catch the 10:58 bus back to the campground. Look at this. Well, it's late. I'm gonna put the camera away and I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning, everybody. It is coffee time. So we got a pain au chocolat, a raspberry glazed donut. Oh yeah. Alrighty, we've just tidied up camp because we are headed to Lake Louise to hike in the mountains. Before we head off, we just got to fill up our drink bottles. So we're taking the bus from the Tunnel Mountain campsite and we get dropped off in Banff, and then we wait there for a connecting bus to Lake Louise. Well, here we are at Lake Louise, and there is the Fairmont Chateau, the famous hotel. Today we are hiking a loop starting at Lake Louise, heading up to Lake Agnes, and then on to the plain of 6 glaciers. And we're stopping at both tea houses along the way. And the hike starts just here, right outside the Fairmont Hotel. Our hike to the plain of 6 glaciers and the tea houses is about 18 kilometers return trail length, and is about 1,000 meters of elevation gain, and it took us 7 hours to complete. Named Lake of Little Fishes by the Stony Nakota people. Now known as Lake Louise, named after the 4th daughter of Queen Victoria, Princess Louise Caroline Alberta. The lake's color comes from ground rock flour, particles of silt that sit in the water, and the water reflects off it, turning blue. The Lake Louise village sits around 1,600 meters of elevation, and the Lake Louise itself actually sits at about 1,750 meters elevation. Even in the early stages of our hike, we are absolutely feeling the elevation. Well, this first section is super nice. Every now and again, you'll see a big patch of just bright blue from the lake. Just taking a quick breather. We've gone up some pretty steep stuff so far, and there's kind of leveling out, so hopefully it's a little bit easier for a bit so we can recover our strength. Here we are, we're pretty close to Mirror Lake. We've done about 250 meters of elevation gains so far, and we're doing pretty good, so hopefully we keep going strong. Alrighty folks, we've just done about 2.9 kilometers, and I didn't realize there's a horse trail. Imagine riding a horse around Lake Louise, that'd be awesome. Here we are at Mirror Lake. We're at about 2,050 meters of elevation here, and in the background there is the Big Beehive. Now it's called Mirror Lake because it's often completely serene and calm. Obviously today, because of the rain, it isn't, but usually it's just like glass. Well folks, Mirror Lake is gorgeous, but now it's time for us to head up to Lake Agnes and continue the trail. So up here at Lake Louise, you can take a trail ride, which takes you on a horseback ride, pretty much the same loop that we're doing, all the way up to Lake Agnes, or the Plain of 6 Glaciers. And either the Brewster's Lake Louise stables or the Timberline Tours companies will take you up here. And here we are folks at 2,200 meters elevation, the Lake Agnes Tea House. Now Lake Agnes is named after Lady Agnes MacDonald, the wife of Canada's first Prime Minister. So the Lake Agnes Tea House was built in 1901 by the Canadian Pacific Railway as a rest stop for guests on horseback. The tea house is operated without electricity to this date. Once a year, supplies are helicoptered in and staff hike up daily. So the lake is actually a gorgeous blue, but because of the rain and the clouds, it's being reflected. It looks pretty dull and grey. We're going to make a move and head on towards the plain of 6 glaciers. Well, here is the Big Beehive, which we could see the front of from Mirror Lake. And the trail takes us around and then basically over the back of the Big Beehive. You should see this little animal. I think it's called a pika, but he's so small and has the biggest ears. There's even some fish in this lake. And look, there's our trail. Goes around and then it zigzags up here. So many flowers. Oh my goodness. This is absolutely incredible. There's just fields of flowers. The water of the lake is just blue and crystal clear. There's trout swimming in it. Well, this little valley is absolutely incredible. I'm going to take a time lapse, but then we should keep moving because we've been taking too many photos and videos and we've kind of lagged behind a little. We're going all the way up there. This is going to be a solid workout. Holy mackerel. There's Lake Louise. Wow. Look at that mountain. Look at all the... Is that the glacier up there? The Victoria Glacier, I think? Whew. Camera, not food. Alrighty, we just had a snack and we're going to streamline it to the Plain of 6 Glaciers tea house. So we just left the Big Beehive lookout, which was the highest point in our hike today. So it should be relatively easy in comparison from here on out. This is so easy, guys. Downhill, flat ground, it's great. Well, all trails recommend starting this trail counterclockwise and working your way up past Mirror Lake and then up to the Lake Agnes tea house, because we've noticed that when we've been coming down this side, it's been very steep. So the whole time you're coming down, it's just a long stretch of steep trail through the forest, and there's no stops along the way. Wow. So I'm not 100% sure where all the glaciers are, It looks like one up there, one there, maybe one down in this valley here, and then one up there, and then I'm assuming there's more, maybe either side, I don't know. But this back mountain is huge. I have no idea how high it goes. It looks like it just keeps going up. It's massive. These trails around and in the Plain of Six Glaciers are some of the oldest used trails in Canada. Some of the first Alpine adventurers trained and guided here. Awesome, the path turns into stone. It's just part of the mountain. That's so cool. Woo. Look at how clear that is. The weather's clearing up. Look, there's like almost blue sky back there. This is absolutely insane. The tea house is open 9 to 5. So unfortunately it's just past 6 because we lost track of time. So we're just gonna have our lunch down by the stream here with a nice view of the glacier. This looks like a good spot for lunch. Gonna turn into a giant sandwich. Dump that on there. True. So the Plain of Six Glaciers tea house was built in 1927 and supplies and food is brought up by horse. Well, what a nice spot for our very late lunch. But now it's time to turn around and head back down to Lake Louise. So from here at the tea house to Lake Louise is about 6 k's. There it is. It looks a lot closer than it is. Go for it. Look at him. Oh. So this is all the glacial melt that feeds Lake Louise. Ooh, that's cold. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's freezing. Oh my goodness, look, there's trout in there. This is crazy. So these flats must be where all the sediment settles from the glaciers, and then it runs into Lake Louise. You can see all this sandy sediment. That's what gives the lake its like chalky blue color. Alrighty folks, we're all wrapped up. We are headed back to the bus. So we're here at the Rome Public Transport Depot. We're just waiting for a bus back to Banff. Alrighty, we're back in Banff. I don't think my legs are gonna work tomorrow. It's late and we're very tired, so we're gonna get some food. Alrighty, we just left the Boss, named after the legendary grizzly bear. It was great. So full now. Time to head to the bus that takes us to the Tunnel Mountain campground. Home sweet home, folks. Looks good. Car's still here. That's a bonus. Well, we are warm, clean, and exhausted. We're gonna hop into bed, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Well, good morning, everybody. This morning, first thing on the agenda is we're gonna move our campsite to just over there. So we can probably just pick our tent up and walk it over. Fabric. Oh, it's so light. That's so funny. We're just carrying a tent. What is it, 35? Yeah. We're moving house today. Doink. When we were booking, we couldn't book for more than 2 days at once because they're all pretty full. So we've just had to move sites. Well, we're just gonna make a nice little breakfast, eat it quickly, and then head into Banff. Alright, we just left camp and we are headed to the bus. Alright, we just spent a couple hours taking up a seat in the coffee shop, did some video editing, had some coffee and some food, and now we're headed to a Vietnamese place for lunch. Oh god, my legs. They're killing me, these stairs. Nice view. Hey. This place, they give you an order sheet that you fill out to take your order. Well, I'm kind of glad it was raining on our hike yesterday. I think it washed out the smoke because today is very smoky. And it looks like it's all coming from Saskatchewan and blowing over. We're about here. Fresh pork salad roll or rice paper roll. One deluxe meat pho. And some bubble tea. Ho, ho, ho. This looks absolutely delicious. And we got bubble tea as well. Try one of these bad ones. Oh. That's so good. I love bubble tea. If you haven't had it, it's like sweet, milky tea with little tapioca starch dumplings. They're like mini marshmallows.
It's really good.
Some fresh mint. Sriracha. Some hoisin sauce. And there's a big table pot of chili oil. Oh my gosh, look at this. That's crazy. Just a little bit for me, I think. Oh, that was delicious. But I am so full now. Okay, we are walking alongside the Bow River here. We're headed down to the Banff Falls. And then from there, we're gonna hit the Banff Hot Springs. Just left Bow River. We are headed up to the bus to the hot springs. Alright, we just hopped off the bus and we're headed up to the hot springs. Looks like lukewarm. Not that hot. Well, that was refreshing. They say the hot springs have healing properties, so hopefully it helps with our post-hike soreness. Alrighty, we just hopped off the bus and we're gonna go explore the Cascade Gardens, this time in the light. So many flowers. I got 2 scoops of the double chocolate cheesecake. What did you get?
Mango and strawberry sorbet.
Hey, we're back at camp and I'm just gonna build the fire before we make some spaghetti. There we go, slowly coming along. Hi. Pasta's done. It's time to make the meat and sauce. Whoopee. Like that. What? Alrighty. So we don't have a block of cheese, but we do have our little baby cheeses.
Little baby cheeses? Oh, little baby Jesus, Kim Jesus.
And of course, for dessert, marshmallows. Eat this bit. Well guys, it's kind of raining a little bit, so we're going to clean up, do our dishes, and then get into bed. Okay, good night folks. In the morning, we're going fishing. Good morning everybody. It's about 8 degrees this morning. It's a little rainy, it's a little windy, so it's pretty chilly. I'm going to make some coffee and some breakfast, and then we're going to pack up camp because we are headed fishing. Oh yeah. The top tarp is pretty wet, so we're just going to fold it up and leave it separate because we're camping in Lake Louise tonight, so we'll be setting up the tent once again. Alrighty folks, we are all packed up and camp looks nice and clean. And now we're headed to Lake Minnewanka. Made it to Lake Minnewanka, and I just have to buy a national parks fishing license. I do have an Alberta fishing license, but you have to buy a national parks fishing license to fish in the national parks. At 21 kilometers long, Lake Minnewanka is the largest lake in Banff National Park. Originally a glacial lake in 1941, Lake Minnewanka was dammed, and in the process a small town was flooded and remains underwater. We've got the gear, we've got our license, we are here right on the shore, and we're just going to try our luck and walk down along the shoreline. Okay, well, we've been fishing along the shore for a couple of hours with no luck. From what I'm reading online, it looks like the best chance is to get a boat, go out deep in the middle, and send a downrigger down to the bottom and fish where the big lake trout are. On our way to the Lake Louise campground, we're going to stop at the Bow River and see if we can catch some fish. Alrighty, here we are at the Bow River, Castle Junction, and we're gonna see if we have any luck. Gosh, look at that water, my goodness, it's just crystal clear and then bright blue. There's Castle Mountain, and I'm over on this side trying to fish. Well, fishing was a bust. Caught absolutely nothing and lost 2 lures, but at least it was nice and scenic. Alrighty everybody, here we are. Alrighty, I think it's dinner time. Let's go pick up some firewood. Alrighty, got some fire starters. It's starting to go. Well, I am going to make breakfast for dinner. I'm going to make bacon, eggs, and pancakes. Alright, pancake mix is coming along. Here's another. And eggs. Some cheesy eggs. Alrighty everybody, it's been a long day and it's late, so we're gonna hop into our sleeping bags and go to bed. I'll see you guys in the morning. Well, good morning everybody. First things first, coffee. Oh yeah, that's good. Well, it's about 10:30 and we're going to be out of here by 11. So we need to fast track our pack up. Well, that was easy. Alrighty, we are all packed up. Camp is clean, fire is out. And it's our last day here in Banff National Park, and we're gonna find a last-minute hike to do before we leave. All right, let's go. Alrighty folks, we're leaving Banff National Park. We're leaving Alberta because we are headed to Yoho National Park. Here we are at the Wapta Falls trailhead. Now Wapta Falls is about 4.3 kilometers of trail length and should take around an hour and a half. Oh my goodness. This is epic. Let's get a little bit closer. Oh, you're a bit wet there. So I figured I'd come and sit down. Whew, that's cold. Oh man, it's refreshing though. Well, on that epic finale, I'm going to end this video here. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. We put up a new video every weekend, so I'll see you next week.